Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Housing-Based Case Management Series. Again, my name is Ashley Halliday Schmant, and I am the Director of the Northwest Michigan Coalition to End Homelessness. And today I'm coming to you on behalf of the Michigan Balance of State Continuum of Care for our Excellence in Housing-Based Case Management Series. Today, we're going to be talking about an honest monthly budget. So here's the training outline and all of the excellent tools that we're using from Org Code Consulting. And if you're following along with our training series, these are some of the other trainings we're offering. But like I said, today we're going to be talking about the honest monthly budget. So if you can escape this for 1 second and scroll down to honest monthly budget. Okay, so if you've been doing any type of case management, especially for people who have low income, you've likely done some sort of a budget before. The thing I like about Org Code's honest monthly budget is it's honest and it dispels some of the myths or some of the things that folks might not want to share with you, but they are the person's reality. So it's a tool for helping formerly homeless people think, formerly homeless people with moderate and high acuity think about money management in a pragmatic, non-judgmental manner. The key here is non-judgmental manner, and you'll see why in a second. So here we're going to be talking about formal and informal income, so all the ways people spend their money and gain income, either formally or informally. It sets the stage for honesty and openness. It's not a tool to use to blame people or judge people on the ways they spend their money or get money. It's updated again as necessary, and again, the final update is given to the client at program exit. So this budget is so that you can have a copy of it as a case manager, and that also the client has a copy of it. All right, so it's important to raise awareness, not an opportunity to pass judgment on how people spend or access money. I'm gonna try to zoom in here on this. Okay, so as you can see, this is a sample, but here are, so the top portion of this, let's try to just focus on that right now. So things I have to spend money on. And these are the things that they have to spend money on in order to maintain their housing. Again, as housing-based case managers, we're always thinking, what does this have to do with housing? And how does this affect our housing? So if you have things in this first box that you have to spend money on that do not include the things listed here, likely that's going to have a huge impact on your housing. So things I have to spend money on: rent. See that that's number one? They have to spend money on rent, have to spend money on utilities if they're not included. Looks like for this person they're included. Have to spend money on food. This person looks like they have some arrearages that they have to be making payments on. And then the great thing about this is it totals right down here for you. So, or not automatically, but you could put this in an Excel spreadsheet and make it really fancy and it totals out for you. But here, this is all the money they have out or going out. Here are the formal ways they get money. And notice how that's right side by side here. So this person is not employed, so they have no money coming in from a job. They do get, again, this is general welfare. You can change the wording on some of this stuff too. Maybe that's like cash assistance, SSI. Here's SSDI if they get disability, if they have a pension, inheritance, whatever. So the formal ways they get money, their income is $731. And this is a month. You can monthly, honest monthly budget. So $731 coming in formally a month, and they have $1,004 going out. So we have a deficit there, right? And we need to think about that. So then we go down here. So other money that comes in goes towards, so of this 731, you also have these expenses. And this person, if they pay child support, you want to put that. If they have other debts, and debts, again, it can be informal. So do they have they owe somebody money this month and they need to pay them $50 because they helped them out doing whatever thing. We put that in there. How much do they spend on cigarettes, coffee, alcohol? How much do they spend on other drugs? Do they have health things that they need to spend money on? Household supplies. Do they give money to their kids, their friends, their girlfriend, their boyfriend? Do they pay for cable? Do they pay for socializing or parties or whatever? Do they pay for sex? Put that in here. Are they paying for transportation like cabs, buses, whatever? Do they have legal fines, other bills, gambling? Do they have a cell phone bill? Maybe, that's huge. That's a huge thing, and it's not on here. Maybe you could put that under cable. I don't know. So those are all things. Notice things that people might not want to talk about. Drugs, cigarettes, partying, sex, all that stuff. What this is showing, it's not a way to, again, it's not a judgmental tool. So if someone says, yeah, I spend, like this person, $100 on cigarettes, as an effective housing-based case manager, I probably would not lead with, wow, that's an expensive habit. Why are you doing that? You only have $700 coming in every month. That's the point of this, right? So we're just gathering information at this point in a non-judgmental way. The second you start talking, adding judgment based on what they're telling you, the walls start going up, and the honesty and the openness decreases the more judgment that you're offering around their choices. Okay. Another reason it's in there is all these things are in there are to say, hey, I'm not afraid to talk about this stuff. I'm not here to judge you. If you spend $100 on cigarettes and $200 more on alcohol, look, I just want to know. I want to know how we can budget effectively for the things that you are saying are important to you. I'm not going to say they're not important to me or they shouldn't be important to you. That's not the point of this. The point is to effectively manage your money so that you can maintain your housing. People abuse alcohol and drugs and pay for sex and do all these sorts of things and still never become homeless. Think about in your own life experience, how many people are facing addiction and have very expensive drug, alcohol, sex, whatever habit, and still maintain their housing and have never become homeless as a result of it. It's most people, right? It's most people that are struggling with alcoholism never become homeless. Most people that struggle with a mental health issue never become homeless. Most people that abuse drugs never become homeless. Okay, so think about that when we're creating this budget. So the other, we've got our deficit is growing. So if we think about the formal ways they get money, it's only 731. They're just things they need to spend money on is 1,000. Things that they do spend money on is another 1,520. So then all the ways they spend money is now totaling 1,524. So now we need to talk with them about all the other informal ways they get money. A good time to, you can do the budget in the first month at their house. That's important, right? Especially if they're going to be paying any portion of the utilities or the rent. It's really important to do this in the beginning. However, I think it's really important to do it a few months in again, even if the income hasn't technically changed or the expenses haven't technically changed. And it's a good way to kind of reality test with people. So let's say you're in month 3 and they are paying rent, like they do owe like, let's pretend this is happening, that this is really true, that they owe this much in rent, this much in other stuff, these are their bills, and they've been doing it, but this is the only thing that they're reporting as income. But rent is being paid, their other needs are being met that they've noted here. So then a few months in is a good time to revisit, because you can say, well, how are you paying for this stuff? I'd like to know, just so we have a good idea of like how you're going to be able to maintain this long term. And that's when we get into the informal ways people get money. Informal ways people formerly experiencing homelessness have informed this document and have said that they typically get money. Binning or bottle collecting, so that's like returning cans in the state of Michigan, with these returning cans, doing odd jobs for people. Honestly, I don't know what treasure hunting means. Maybe treasure hunting means finding stuff and selling it. I don't know. Babysitting, people do sex work, drug dealing, day labor would just be, showing up at a job site and doing a daily job, getting paid under the table. Theft or pawning. Okay, so that's what I thought treasure hunting was. Maybe treasure hunting means stealing. I don't know. Selling their prescriptions, gambling, doing medical research, or people have gotten money through, selling plasma, donating plasma, that sort of thing. Panhandling, that's a huge one, selling crafts. Busking, street entertainment, that would be, again, Orcode's a Canadian company, so I'm not sure what busking means, but street entertainment, playing music on a street corner and having a donation box out. Honorariums, and then non-medical research. Other is listed here. So this person actually has $635 coming in from non-formal ways, right? And this person is saying theft and pawning, day labor and panhandling, odd jobs, and bottle collecting. So again, not passing judgment here, just stating facts and getting information around how we can inform the budget. Again, I will say here, by talking about these things, you're telling the client, I'm not afraid to talk about these things. I'm not afraid to ask you if you do sex work. And if you do sex work, that's okay. If you want to talk about reducing the harm in that and some harm reduction strategies around sex work, that's okay too. And I'm here to, walk you through that. If not, I'm not passing judgment. We're here to help you maintain your housing. Okay. And then down here, we total it up. And then the difference between what I spend and what I make is $158. So sometimes all that this budget does is really, it's a reality test around, I don't make enough money to support the needs that I have. So how are we going to do this? Do we need to think about employment? If that's not something that the client can or wants to do, fine. Then we need to up the game over here on informal ways to get money. Now, we don't want to encourage people to do illegal activities. What we're really doing here is talking with them, improving the communication and the openness that they feel with you. So yeah, it's just a tool to do budgeting, and it works. And it helps, it helps build the relationship and build rapport. So that is it for creating an honest monthly budget. And please join us for more tools to do effective and excellent housing-based case management. Thanks, everybody.